875 regular season games, Shohei Ohtani finally makes his postseason debut. Here is the head-to-head series. The Padres win it 8-5. They scored more runs. They hit more home runs. They had a better OPS. They had a better starter ERA, demonstrably so, over a run, and the bullpen slightly better in favor of the Dodgers. So the Padres have the better team. The Dodgers, obviously, the bigger payroll. Dan, who's got more pressure, San Diego or L.A.? Padres have never won a World Series, but most of the Dodgers spent $1 billion in the offseason. $700 million to Ohtani, $300 million to Yamamoto. How do you see it?
I see the Dodgers having the most pressure, right?
In the meantime, though, specifically to Ohtani, as we check out social media here, this tweet from Jack Harris asked Shohei Ohtani if he was nervous at all about his first MLB postseason. He didn't wait for the question to be translated before answering. No, he said in English. 875 regular season games, making his debut. That's the second most games by any active player without appearing in the playoffs. Nick Ahmed is number one. Ohtani is going to probably win MVP for the third time in 4 years. It looks like, at least publicly, he doesn't feel the pressure.
I mean, he must feel butterflies, at least. Does
Those
that
are good,
qualify? The butterflies are great.
Butterflies are good.
I think he was just referring to the facts like, look, you know, you could really get out of sorts, you know, if you let the moment get too big, right? So I think all of us as athletes, we try to just get the moment down to a very manageable size.
Yeah.
That's what we all try to do before we go into the postseason. You recognize it, and then you have to say, look, this is the game. You still have to lock in pitch by pitch. We know it's difficult, but you have to just go ahead and minimize it.
Well, he signed with the Dodgers for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is what it's He's been waiting for this his entire career. You know what's crazy? In September, we saw, I like to use defined focus as a big term because I think it's way different than confidence or normal focus. Look what he did in September.
Yeah.
When he was hunting that, I think he was hunting 60-60.
Yeah.
But the 50-50 mark, oh my gosh, like he never took one pitch off in those at-bats. He took his game, believe it or not, to another level than it was at. So I'm really excited to see if he does that again here in this postseason.
26 games in September for Ohtani, hit .393, 10 home runs, and 32 RBI.
Are you nervous at all for just playing in the postseason for the first time?
Nope.
And
why do you think you're not nervous? Is there anything that you've done before big games or big moments in your career that maybe helps you not really feel the nerves of something that would probably make other people nervous?
そのためにやっぱり小さい頃から練習してきてますし、こういう舞台でプレーしたいっていう思いで、やってきてはいるので、そこが一番やっぱりその楽しみだなっていう方がどちらかというと今大きいですかね。
Dodgers and Padres. You ask most experts here at MLB Network, and most of us are picking the Padres. Do they just have the Dodgers number, beat them in 2022, and this year it feels like they're the favorite? Does that feel that way to you?
It does, honestly, and I believe the Padres find a way to win this series as well, and part of the reason is you go back to 2022 there with Grisham, now of course the Yankee, some big moments in that series. What I see with the Padres is lineup depth. Obviously, the top three of the Dodgers, you could even say the top four, is one of the best of any team we've ever seen. So it would be unfair to say anything but that about the Dodgers' quality up top. But I do think 1 through 9, if you look at the second half of the Padre lineup, I like what they've done a little bit better. I think that they will be advantaged. We've seen it many times. The teams that advance through the wild card series, Adnan, since the last 2 years of the new format, 18-12. Against the teams that had the buys. I think advantage Padres based on those numbers and the depth of their lineup as well. The Dodgers have a lot of uncertainty with their rotation. Yamamoto likely to go in game 2, but even him, he has not been going deep into games. And then do they get a start out of Landon Knack at some point in time as you move forward? The Dodgers, Adnan, this is the stat of the postseason, and I'll keep saying it until it changes. The Dodgers have played 15 consecutive, 15 straight postseason games without any of their starting pitchers recording an out in the 6th inning. The 6th. Not a one. That goes back to the 2021 division series with Max Scherzer on the mound. And Max, as you know, has pitched for 2 different teams since then. That's a long time. And so the Dodgers have to find a way at some point here to get length out of one of their starters because that has not been the case for the last few years. And that is why they're still searching for that first World Series since 2020.
Which upcoming baseball series are you most looking forward to?
You know this is easy for me. I've been talking about this for a month when they were ending the regular season with a series against each other. Padres and Dodgers. Tony, is so different. When you go to Dodger Stadium, even now, and I did go a couple of times this regular season, it's like going to the theater. I mean, you just, from the entry to the taking your seat to the food choices, it's just so, I mean, I feel a certain reverence when I'm in Dodger Stadium. You go to Petco, it's like going to a concert. It is rocking from the moment you approach the place. They couldn't be more different, even though they're only 130 yards apart. And so the fan bases are different. The experiences are different. The lineups are loaded. I hate that Kershaw's not out there, unable to be out there apparently. Wow, I can't wait for that series. I love seeing those two teams play anytime and love it in the playoffs particularly.
I know you're invested in making that a close-knit geographical series, but it's not 130 yards. It's 130 miles. I think that the series I'm looking forward to most, and I don't want it to be at 11 o'clock at night every night because I want to see it, is San Diego and the Dodgers, but maybe for a different reason. Not so much for the competition, but for the showcasing of Shohei Ohtani, who has never been in the playoffs before. I mean, you know that down the road, I want to see the Yankees and the Dodgers. I want to see Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani for as many as 7 games. And in this particular case, I want to see what Shohei Ohtani does against a good pitching staff in a kind of pressure that he hasn't had before in the playoffs. I want to see that just like you do.
You know what, Tony? You know what is sort of a sad sidebar? That we don't get to see Mike Trout. I mean, now he's got the injuries and all of that, but we didn't get, Shohei, by leaving and joining not just any team, but that team, got himself almost a guarantee to get to the postseason, while Mike Trout is just sort of out of sight, out of mind, which is not good.
Well, the Padres are really good, fellas. They've been the best team in baseball for me the second half of the year. They're starting pitching. Their bullpen is great. They put the ball in play more than any team in the National League. But to me, this series has to come down to Shohei Ohtani, who's in the playoffs for the first time. And this year, not being able to pitch, it's like he said, all right, what can I do that nobody else has ever done? So he goes 50-50 rather easily. He almost wins the Triple Crown. Now I think his eyes are now set on doing something that maybe no one's ever done in the postseason before. This guy, you can't take your eyes off him. So that to me is the most intriguing thing. What will Ohtani be like in his first postseason series?
All right, I want to dive in on 3 things that I'll be looking for. Number 1, we thought maybe Flaherty would get the game 1 start. It was Yamamoto. And I want to take you back a couple starts ago. Just how many pitches and the different types of weapons. This was top first against the Chicago Cubs. He showed Ian Happ, who was leading off for them, 4 different pitches. So he has no idea what to eliminate, second AB. How about the get me over breaking ball of Dansby Swanson? Then 97 black away. Then split change 92 down. Then split change 93 down. It's just a lot to cover, and he's not a guy who gets out on the mound and establishes heater early and then gets you into swing mode and then starts throwing the off-speed stuff. This is breaking ball, split, 97, 98, fumbling all over the place from pitch 1. And they need him to be great. And you know what? He should be great. He got absolutely paid to come over here. So you're getting the ball and you better bear down. Here he is, FIP leaders, fielding independent pitching leaders, Robert. I don't have to tell you.
No, we all know what that.
Control the controllables.
Yeah. That's
right?
it.
Chris Sale, Blake Snell, Skeens. The list goes on. And take a look at the different usage. Fastball 43% of the time. The split 24. It's just a lot to cover. Maybe you let go of the slider sweeper, but if you put that in with the cutter and the curveball and kind of morph it all into one, you're looking at a 3-pitch mix there.
How surprised were you about not going Flaherty game?
We were going through it, myself and Nays. It's just a way to make sure that you can bring Flaherty back. You can use Yamamoto the way you want to use him.
Okay.
They set it up. You're not going to push Yamamoto the way you're going to push Flaherty.
Yeah.
If you're the Phillies and the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Guardians, how do you keep the magic? Because we're watching these other teams experience magic in the wild card round. How do you you don't have to get ready you don't have to tell these teams to get ready for postseason baseball, but they've had a week since they've had real at bats. Is that a thing or no?
The challenge.
It's a challenge.
In the postseason with the Dodgers and Padres keeping that thing out west. What should we expect from the two-way start? Do we see Ohtani possibly take the hill at all in this postseason?
It sounds like no, unfortunately. I'd really love to see him. And I was picturing it. Let's say the Dodgers make the World Series here, which is not out of the realm of possibility. They had the most wins in the regular season. Let's say they get in dire straits one game and he just says, hey, I'm good for one inning. Surely they can just send him out there for one inning. Come on, that'd be amazing. But no, what I would expect is him to be unbelievable at the top of the Dodgers order for however long the Dodgers last. I actually have the Padres beating them, but the Dodgers are great and they could well win the World Series. We've seen 872 games from Ohtani, over 3,600 plate appearances, and he has never been in the playoffs yet in the major leagues. So I'm looking forward to it. Something to watch is we know all about those 50-plus stolen bases because he became the first 50-50 guy ever, but he really picked it up as the season went. He had 43 stolen bases in his last 75 games. So in the second half of the season, he has been the top base stealer in all of baseball. Now he's hitting leadoff with Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman behind him instead of hitting closer to the middle of the order. So if he gets on base, expect him to run. That's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to from him.
I do want to ask you about the Dodgers pitching rotation. Why the move to move Yamamoto up to game one of this series?
The indication is basically just they like how it sets up better for them. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure beyond that. Probably won't make that big of a difference, but if there is a game 5, it's going to be whoever the game 1 starter is, because unlike the AL, there's not an extra day off for the NL side. So the game 1 person would be game 5. I guess now that I'm talking it through, maybe they feel more confident in Yamamoto as the guy who's going to take the ball in game 5 than Jack Flaherty. That would be the only thing that I could come up with. So, hey, Yamamoto missed a lot of the year with a shoulder injury. If anything, this says that they have confidence that his shoulder is okay.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。チャンネル登録と高評価よろしくお願いします。